Welcome to today's explainer. Listen, we are going to completely shatter this whole illusion of luck today. You know that feeling, right? When you see someone just absolutely crushing it and you think, man, they were just in the right place at the right time. Well, today we are deconstructing that myth entirely. We're going to learn exactly how to stop sitting around waiting for your big break and how to start engineering it instead. Let's dive right in.
Let's start with a pretty hard truth about why we so often miss our shots. Have you ever had a moment where you looked back and suddenly realized a golden opportunity just slipped right through your fingers? Maybe someone offered you a chance, but you just flat out weren't prepared. Or, maybe you were so busy waiting for that perfect moment that you completely missed the real moment when it was staring you right in the face.
And here is exactly why that happens. Opportunity, it does not send a calendar invite. It just doesn't. It doesn't give you a nice, polite 2-week notice to get your act together. It shows up unexpectedly, completely unplanned, and honestly, it is notoriously unforgiving to people who just aren't prepared for it. So if you feel like you're constantly waiting for your big break, pay close attention to the rest of this explainer. Because the luckiest people in the world, they aren't actually lucky at all. They are just ready.
Which brings us to part 1, Excellence in Obscurity, the story of Daniel. To really understand how these supposedly lucky people operate, we have to look at Daniel. Daniel was a 32-year-old waiter. He'd spent 8 long years working in an upscale restaurant just to fund his actual dream, which was becoming a business consultant. Now, the contrast between him and his coworkers was night and day. Everyone else? They treated the job like this massive temporary annoyance. They did the bare minimum and constantly complained about the customers. But Daniel treated his reality with an entirely different level of dedication. He wore his waiter's uniform like it was armor. His shoes were perfectly polished. He studied the restaurant's menu like it was scripture. He absolutely refused to let his temporary circumstances dictate his level of excellence.
And that dedication didn't stop when the shift slowed down either. While everyone else was, scrolling aimlessly on their phones or taking smoke breaks, Daniel was reading business books. He was actively practicing his speaking skills in the back. He kept a fully updated consulting portfolio right there on his phone. And he did this consistently, day in and day out, even though months passed without a single person ever asking to see his work. He spent every single break intensely preparing in the shadows.
Eventually, his roommate, who was just exhausted by watching this relentless grind, finally asked him why he kept studying so hard when literally nothing was happening with his career. Daniel gave a response that perfectly defines true readiness. He just quietly, confidently replied, "Not yet. But when it does happen, I'll be ready." Take a second to really absorb that. That is the mindset of someone who completely understands that preparation comes before the opportunity, never the other way around.
And that brings us to part 2, Opportunity Arrives Unannounced, the Chaotic Friday Shift.
Because opportunity did eventually arrive, but exactly like we established earlier, it showed up completely unannounced. It was during a particularly chaotic, severely understaffed Friday shift. The manager was in an absolute panic. Why? Because Robert Chen had just walked through the doors. Robert Chen was the legendary CEO of Titan Consulting Group, a famous billionaire who built a massive company totally from scratch. So this wasn't just another VIP table, this was literal opportunity disguised as a dinner guest, casually walking into Daniel's world on the most stressful night of the week.
Now, the absolute most crucial point here is how Daniel reacted under all that immense pressure. He didn't freeze up. He didn't let the absolute chaos of the kitchen affect his performance one bit. He stepped up and served Robert with absolute excellence. He used that deep menu knowledge he'd been studying like scripture. He carried himself with this perfect blend of humility and total confidence. He delivered such an incredible, composed experience that it instantly caught this legendary CEO's attention. Robert was so impressed by this waiter's demeanor that he actually asked Daniel what he did when he wasn't serving tables. And boom, here is where the preparation pays off. Daniel didn't look down and apologize for being just a waiter. No, he confidently explained his degree in business management. He pitched his active portfolio of case study analyses right there on the spot. He looked a billionaire CEO dead in the eye and stated that he spends every spare moment preparing for the day his opportunity arrives.
Which leads us to part 3, the bucket strategy, Robert Chen's notebook.
Robert was absolutely blown away. He studied Daniel for a second and then reached right into his jacket and pulled out this worn-out notebook he'd been carrying around for 3 decades. He wanted to share a pivotal framework he wrote down when he was a stuck, frustrated 28-year-old himself. He read this exact passage. "Opportunity is like rain. You can't make it come, you can't control when it falls, but you can make sure that when it does fall, you're standing there with a bucket, not an umbrella. This is such a brilliant metaphor. It's the core secret to what most people mistakenly call luck. You don't control the weather or the universe, but you absolutely control your equipment.
Let's break that metaphor down a bit more, right? Most people walk through life holding these giant umbrellas of comfort and routine. They just want to block out the unexpected. And when it rains, when unexpected disruptions or challenges pop up, they just complain about getting wet. But the truly successful people, they are standing right out there in the storm with open arms and an empty bucket, ready to catch every single drop, even when it's super inconvenient.
And Daniel? Daniel had his bucket ready. He treated a chaotic, wildly understaffed Friday night shift waiting tables exactly like an executive job interview. And because he did that, Robert Chen handed him a business card right on the spot and told him to come to his corporate office on Monday morning with his portfolio.
Part 4. Readiness for visibility. The payoff.
Now, getting the business card is one thing, right? But converting it is a whole different ballgame. Friday was the chaotic shift, but when he got that card, he didn't spend the weekend out celebrating with his friends. Nope. The weekend was spent on intense, obscure preparation. He reviewed every single case study, heavily researched Titan Consulting, and practiced all his answers. Because of all those years of unseen prep, on Monday, he absolutely aced the grueling 2-hour interview and landed the job. Fast forward just 2 years later, and Daniel is a senior consultant speaking at massive business conferences.
Naturally, his new colleagues would always ask him how he managed to get discovered by the elusive Robert Chen. Daniel would just smile and give them this answer: "I wasn't lucky, I was ready. And when opportunity knocked just once, I opened the door." I mean, that perfectly summarizes the supreme power of continuous preparation, doesn't it?
And this builds perfectly into our golden rule for today's explainer. Excellence in obscurity creates readiness for visibility. You really have to understand that opportunity is never going to wait for you to get ready. You have to build your skills, refine your craft, and do the really hard work when absolutely no one is watching. Because honestly, that is the only way you survive the spotlight when it suddenly snaps onto you.
So it is time to put away your umbrella and grab your bucket. I want you to take these 3 actionable steps right now. Step 1, choose one specific skill that would matter immensely in your dream opportunity. Step 2, spend exactly 30 minutes learning or practicing it today. Do it even if no one is watching and even if it feels like absolute nothing is happening. And step 3, commit to it publicly by commenting your chosen skill down below.
I'm going to leave you with this final, vital question. What is the one skill you are going to prepare today, even though your opportunity hasn't arrived yet? Before you click away from this explainer, seriously ask yourself this. Drop your answer in the comments, and go build your readiness. Remember, you can't control the rain, but you can always hold your bucket. Thanks so much for learning with me today.